Good afternoon, it's Barbara. One thing after another, but I'm downstairs. I'm out of quarantine. Good afternoon. Happy Vlogmas Day 10. I am feeling much better. I'm out of quarantine. I tested negative for Corona and COVID, and my fever's gone, and my throat isn't sore. I am still coughing a little bit, so I will be pausing you. I am not editing this video because apparently some things are just genetic, and Christy's computer isn't working, and it turned out mine isn't working either. It missed me for the last 4 days, and Dennis, who is my tech support, is not sounding very hopeful about it, and it's going to be a big job, and he's got plans for the next, 2 weeks, 3. Anyway, so I think it's going to be a test for 2024. So I will be unedited until then. But you've been used to that up until CoronaVlog, but CoronaVlogmas. So it's a little bit of a shame because all my poinsettias and everything. Now I'm really going to have to decorate in here because otherwise you won't have any Christmas at all. Oh well. But that also means that I already opened my Advents. I have a little piece of the dogs opening their Advents, eating their Advent treats, and all of that is lost. So that's too bad. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, that means I also already opened my Advents, so you won't get my surprise, but you can get your surprise. But first I want to say thank you so much to everybody who came to the Zoom yesterday. We had such a wonderful time. It was lovely, lovely. I took it in my bed like an invalid, and let me tell you, I think I'd be doing that from now on because it was very comfy and it worked out great. So it was wonderful. We had 4 new people who had never been there before, at least 4. And as it happens, one of them was Diane, who has a podcast, My Pink Bathtub Podcast. That's the name of her shop. She has a shop, an Etsy shop. I think she sells like interesting knitted things. But anyway, so she was there, and as it turns out, she has the Polka Dot Creek Advent. That is my second Advent that I was saving for, the 12 days of Christmas. But now that I'm, looking for something besides green, not that that helped because I got 2 greens from them too. Anyway, she has that Advent, and she is making a sweater out of her yarns. And so I looked at her sweater and picked day 4. And she assured me I should do day 4, even though I got confused when I looked at her Vlogmas from yesterday. She didn't pick this, have the same color as I did yesterday, which was this one. Now I ruined it for her. So I was a little nervous that they were all mixed up for everybody, and maybe it didn't make any difference. Dennis is in the kitchen, can you tell? Pearl wants him to play. So anyway, oh, now I've lost my Megan yarn. Oh no, I didn't. I put it away already. Anyway, so I'm out of order since I'm talking about it. I opened my day 4 of the Polka Dot Creek Advent because, everyone assured me that I'm the boss of my Advents and I can do whatever I want. And if you have the Polka Dot Creek Advent, you probably already opened day 4 since today's the 10th. So I shouldn't be ruining anything for you. So, there's my yarn. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Love that song. One of my favorites. In case you didn't recognize that, that was Dolly Parton. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I will be adding it next after I finish the welt. Finish the welt in the yellow. So it's going to be next. And I think that's going to be beautiful. And then we'll see what happens after that. Who knows? I might put a green. It could happen. I'm not so sure. So anyway, that's the color that I got from Polka Dot Creek yarns. And It's very lovely. And it is 7525 Superwash Merino. Isn't that pretty? Jolene, Jolene. So my Megan Advent, we are still in the blue, but look at this. Can you see the sparkle? And this is very true. I guess on my camera it's a tad brighter than in real life. It's a very deep, nice, lovely navy. And yeah, this is going later in my hat. I just did a navy right before this yellow that I'm working on, so I can't do another navy quite so soon, but this will definitely be in that hat. And the other thing I got from her is this. I thought I opened it like this, and I thought it was a deodorant. We don't give that kind of gift. Although I give her a lot of scented soaps, as it turns out. She's not allergic to scent. Makes it easy. So it's called Sew and Make, and it has a seam ripper, a snipper, and a scissors. Isn't that cool? Thank you, my dear. And it's also all kind of in styrofoam to make it stand up nice and everything. And if you took that styrofoam out of there, you could fit a lot more things in here, and this would make a very, very nice little project, notions kit for a project. You would have to add a few things, but that's great. Thank you, my dear. So that's my Advents. Took me a lot less time to tell you about them than it took me to open them, I can tell you that. So anyway, a little disappointed about the computer. I did want to do Vlogmas fancy. I guess we're going to do Vlogmas normal. So the other thing is, since I've had such low mojo, two things have happened. One is that my tendonitis is getting better, my upper arm. I've talked about that quite a while ago. I mean, months ago. And I haven't talked about it for a while because it hasn't been bothering me very much. In fact, it's clearly improving and much better. And I would only occasionally feel a twinge. And I remind myself not to use that arm for some things. Well, since I've been sick, I've been taking my temperature very regularly. And we have one of these electronic thermometers. And while I was sick, the temperatures it was reading were very erratic. 100.2, 98.8, 92.7. I mean, 90. I'm dead. 99.7. Anyway, my normal temperature is usually 97.8, something like that. And it just was jumping around so much. Now, I was very happy to have a low-grade fever, because that's my body killing the virus, and I'm all in support of that. So I wasn't taking anything to try to lower my temperature, because my temperature it never got over 100.2. And so my body was just working away, getting rid of that virus. And so I was happy to have the temperature, but I was keeping an eye on it, because you never know. And that jumping up and down really made me worry that this thing wasn't working. So I got a regular thermometer, like, the old-fashioned kind with the mercury in it. And, I can just picture my mom when I was sick standing there and whapping that thermometer, because you have to move the mercury down below what your temperature is so that you can see what your temperature is. It doesn't go down in your mouth. It only goes up. In fact, you have to whap it. And the one I have is very stubborn and have to whap it really hard. And so I was whapping it and I hurt my arm. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so now my arm hurts. So that's one reason that I haven't been out on Ravelry. I just don't go because I haven't been doing a lot of knitting, because I have my low mojo, my arm hurt, and so I'm not out on Ravelry very much. But of course, yesterday was the Zoom, and I go to the Zoom from the thread just like everybody else. Well, other people might know how to bookmark Zoom calls, but I don't. So anyway, I go out on Ravelry and I have a gift from Lisa, you lovely, lovely lady. She's a sweetheart. And, you know, at the time, at the end of November, when I was dithering about what I was going to do with my minis, she had sent me a pattern and I didn't realize it. And the crazy thing is, this was a pattern that I really wanted, and I didn't have it marked or anything, I'm quite sure, because I had seen Leslie of the Not Quite Enough Yarn podcast had gotten it as a gift from somebody. I wonder if she got it from Lisa. And Leslie decided she wasn't going to do it for her Advents, but she was going to someday do it. And I saw it and thought, oh, I love that. That's great. I don't, you know, but I didn't make a note and I didn't know what it was called and I never went back and looked at it. But it's this. This one is black and white and this one is with all different colors. Now, of course, I can't print on the color printer anymore. And so we're having all kinds of computer difficulties, let me tell you. So... anyway, it's in black and white. So, but it has a very pretty stitch pattern that is probably relatively easy to do. I hope. I haven't looked yet, but it's a cardigan, so it's knit flat, and yeah, and I really liked it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the pattern I liked. So she's very intuitive. She's tuned into what I like. It's so amazing. And anyway, what do you think? White and green. Little variations in the green. What do you think? I'm thinking that might work. I probably have enough green. I don't know how much green it takes or how much the other color takes. Contrast color takes, depends on my size. Hold on. It looks to me like it would use like, the colorful sample was knit using 14 mini skeins from Nervous Fibers Advent. But this is a DK, so I would have to double that. Well, we will see. I don't know that I could do it all in the green. It depends on what else is in that botanical yarns. Who knows? Anyway, it was a wonderful gift, and I am very tempted by this because I've been thinking I want to make another cardigan, and this one just looks lovely and interesting to knit, and I would love to use my Advents. So this would also be beautiful using Megan's progression of her different yarns and stuff. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. But I love it, and thank you so much, Lisa. That was so, so sweet. So sweet, so sweet. Oh, so I went out on the Botanical Yarns website again. So I had seen the inspiration pictures for their Advent, and they had two different versions of Advent that I didn't realize at the time, or I didn't remember that I knew that. When I got there was only one version available, and it was the lighter, sort of muted, lovely tones, and I would put the picture there if I could edit. But even looking at that, I don't think I would have pictured the first 7 days, what they were. So anyway, and there's no reason to have exact duplicates of yarn in an Advent. So maybe it's unreasonable to want something more vibrant. In fact, it's completely unreasonable to want something more vibrant when I've got the muted color palette. But having duplicates is really a no-no. So I will go back to, I think I'll go back to the Botanical Yarns tomorrow for day 11 and see where it has gone after missing 3 days of it. Meanwhile, so apparently computer problems run in our family. Christy is having trouble with her computer too, and so I can do this, and I've been doing it for a long time, and I can do it now. You can see I will decorate a little more maybe, and it'll feel better. I did I'm very close to finishing my Christmas cards, which need to be scanned and printed when I'm done with them. But I do that on Dennis's computer, so it should be okay. And yeah, I lost 3 days, 4 days. I lost a few days, and it put me back on my list, to tell you the truth. Although I was able to do my cards while I was sick. I do have to do some research and order some granddaughter presents, or they're not going to come in time. And think about what I'm going to send for Christy and Rich. You would think I would have been thinking about that already, but yeah. Well, this year's unusual. Normally Christy would be here with us on Christmas Eve, but since she traveled so much this fall east, that she's not coming, so I have to mail things, so that's a little weird. Normally she would take Rich his gift and such. So anyway, all right, I'm going to stop. Please take good care of yourselves. Please stay safe and stay sane. And happy Vlogmas. Oh, did I tell you that we've scheduled the January Zoom call for January 20th, 2024? I hope I told you that, but I probably told you that in one of my other videos. Stay safe and stay sane.